It's the beginning of July, and that means that we are just going into quarter three, and it's often a good milestone where we look at what we've brought to the table in the last half a year, and we look at what we want to get done before the end of the year. And it's really tempting at moments where you do a stock take, where you do step back and assess things do think immediately about adding. We think about what we want to add, what we want to bring, what we want to lift up our to do list. What are the priorities that we haven't quite hit yet that we feel are really important? And I want to encourage us as we do that type of thinking. And it is worth doing that thinking, even though we're just ahead of the summer, because it's a really useful milestone, this mid year point. But I want to encourage us to think about what is it that we're letting go of as well. In fact, first, before doing this thinking, let's think about what we're letting go of. And I want to go further than that. And I want to really ask you and myself, what is done? What is finished? And I don't mean just in terms of a project or a program or an intervention or a decision that you were influencing that is done and finished. You feel happy, it's complete. It was the beginning of the year and that's over. I want to really push us to go further and think, what are we holding on to that is actually done and finished? It is of the last season, not of the coming season. And I know I'm talking to high capacity people. I know that we can add and we can achieve it. I don't doubt that you can add things into what you're already doing. And if you have the energy and the focus behind them, you'll be able to achieve it. But I'm really interested in us considering that there is also a heaviness that comes with things that we keep going that were actually poor before. There's a complication, there's an impact on our bandwidth. We can be weighed down by the things that aren't actually for now, but we're keeping them going. And there are numerous reasons why we keep them going, right? So, someone I was coaching recently, he'd been asked to step up and into something as he came into a new role. He'd been asked to step into something and take over something by someone that he really respected. Of course, he said yes at that moment. That was the right decision at that moment. But 2 years on, is it still the right decision? 2 years on, or a year later, or 6 months later, are we still doing something because someone that we respected or someone that we loved asked us to? Was there something that was pivotal and important for a certain moment? And that moment has gone, but it remains. It remains as a building block and as a key part of how we approach something or what we do. Have we embedded it into our role when it was something that would really have made more sense to come and go? And what about these things that actually are about identity that we took on, that we do, that we are bringing, that we are putting our energy and our effort behind because they say something about who we are and who we're showing up as in the world? And if that's the case, is that the thing that you need to embrace that identity and reflect that identity? Do you need that particular thing? Do you need that particular person? Do you need that particular project? Or is there a different way that you can embrace and express the identity of who you are and what you're bringing to the world? I'm speaking to change makers and I'm speaking to action takers. And I know you're at decision making tables, you are in strategic decisions, you are in strategic places. And therefore, what we let go of becomes absolutely crucial because it has direct correlation to what we pick up and put our focus and effort on. So that's my encouragement to us at this midpoint is look at what you want to let go of and allow yourself to say, this thing is done, this is finished, I'm moving on to something new in its place.